fellow student. As the last class we have been discuss about culture. In this class, we will talk about something that is behind the mainstream culture, which is subculture. So what do you know about subculture?
Subculture is a cultural group within a larger culture, often having beliefs or interests that vary with those of the larger culture. That's it.
That's what you got from the Oxford Dictionary, isn't it? Tell me, what do you understand as the word subculture?
Okay, I think subculture is a minority from the pop culture. People group themselves into different subculture with their own value, interest, that is different with the majority or the mainstream.
Yes, you are right. Back to the 1950, a man called David Reisman delivered the term of subculture. In his book, Listening to Popular Music, he mentioned that a subculture, which actively sought a minority style. The minority may use the majority's interest to polarize themselves with the mainstream. The example that he gives is jazz, as the subculture. Is there any example that can symbolize the term of subculture?
The hippies, the punk, the goth. Sir, do you mind if I change the background music? It sounds like some ending music. And unfortunately, we still have 8 minutes to go.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, back to our topic. Then what makeup of subculture? And why people, especially the young people, joined subculture? Is that because people are refused to be the mainstream? As Gustave Le Bon mentioned in his book, The Crowd, the study of the popular mind says, when people in the crowd are facing a same circumstance, and a collection of minds are formed, and their expression and thought will be in the same direction. Thus, their characteristic will not be outstanding. But for the young people, they are refused to become the part of mainstream, or another word, ordinary. As the great increase of the development of subculture, more people are finding their position. The subculture is actually same with the form of the crowd, because they are also a crowd, with a distinct feature comparing to the mainstream.
So you mean in one day that the crowd of the subculture becoming bigger and bigger, the subculture will become a pop culture, right?
It is hard to really turn a subculture into a popular culture in the old time. Unlike the present time, the transmission of media is not convenient enough comparing to today. But some example that can be considered as a subculture become a popular culture is the Beatles.
Here they are, the Beatles!
Initially, the Beatles is a rock band, and it is in a very specific time, the golden age of the subculture in the 50s, and indeed, the Beatles have bring a very strong influence for the young culture at the time, such as the hippies. Other than the Beatles, can you give me some other example of the subculture become the popular culture?
For example, the gamers. In YouTube, the most popular YouTuber is called PewDiePie. He have almost 49 million number of followers. As the global games market reports shows that gamers worldwide will generate a total of $99.6 billion in revenues in 2016, up 8.5% compared to 2015. And gamer became a professional career, not only a subculture of the teenager anymore. Other than the gamers, the Comic-Con is becoming one of the biggest exhibitions in worldwide, and it become one of the stages that the new film to advertise themselves. The Comic-Con is not only the party of the comic fan anymore.
Apple is also a good example. It was a subculture until 2008. The came out of smartphone. And now, there's still a huge line in front of Apple shop whenever they have a new product. It is a group-generated phenomenon. Apple do not even need to advertise themselves as long as they say, "Oh, I got a new product." Hopefully. Anyway, it is because they have an enormous amount of huge fan. That is the economy of fandom from the subculture and become mainstream.
As you mentioned about Apple, it reminds me one of the new culture which may become a new language in the future, emoji. It was a subculture in Japan, and in these days, people use emoji to describe their expression, mood, and action.
What are these things that is running on the screen?
There are some comment, I suppose. It is a new subculture in a Japanese website called Nico Nico, and it become a culture when people leave their comment while they are watching the video, and it become one of the pop culture in China. A very interesting culture transfer, isn't it?
Oh, the comments are gone, and class over. We are done with the class and hope to see you soon in the next class. Thank you for today.